Hello and welcome to Simple Times Studios. This is going to be a filler episode of sorts as I'm still working out the format and schedule for this channel. When this episode airs, the Grimmerspace campaign with Robert Manus and the crew of the Cerberus will have concluded, and we will be leaving the Grimmerspace setting behind for the time being. And because it hasn't been said enough already, yes, the Grimmerspace setting was part of a failed Kickstarter I backed. I put down for the print and PDF pledge and only received part of the PDFs. Iron GM Games ran their crowdfunding campaign in 2019. It was scheduled for a summer 2020 release, sometime in 2021 at the latest. And at the time of writing the script for this recording, in early January 2025, it is still stuck in limbo. Everything in the It Lives in the Basement solo adventure and in the Adventures of the Cerberus was pieced together from a monster manual, a player's guide, a ream of diligent notes taken back in 2019 and 2020, and a bit of elbow grease to make it all fit into a completely different system. Grimmerspace is not available for purchase at the time of writing, and I have no idea when or even if it will be. I'm just a backer that, unlike most of the Grimmerspace community, finally decided it was wasteful to not do something with what I did get out of the campaign. But enough about that. So what's next for this channel? Well, in the short term, I plan on recording and uploading a handful of adventures I had with Stoneburner, the first game where I really started playing solo TTRPGs. After that, I have no idea. I do have other obligations that will be eating into my time. I've recently gone back to school to further my career, but I still have ideas for a few other adventures with indie RPGs. I'm also curious what other people think of what they've seen so far. Finally, what is Stoneburner? Stoneburner is a rules-light RPG of demon hunting and community building in a dwarven asteroid mine created by Fari Games. In this game, Broker Longneck of House Grand Rock has passed away and the players are his only surviving relatives. In his will, Broker has bequeathed to the players the cursed mines of the Long Belt, its dilapidated settlement, and the leadership of House Grand Rock. However, other dwarf houses seek to overthrow the players and take control of the valuable minerals hidden deep within those cold tunnels. To complicate matters further, most of the mines are haunted by fire-spitting demons from the underworld. Running off of Fari's RPG's own Breathless system, Stoneburner is a very simple RPG that's easy to pick up. Each class has 3 attributes for physical strength, dexterity, and mental ability, and each attribute has a die assigned to it. When you make an ability check with that die, you roll and then step down a die size for your next roll. So if your ability is a 6-sided die, you roll that die, then step down to a 4-sided die for your next roll. No ability can go lower than a 4-sided die, but success becomes considerably more difficult. You can replenish your dice by catching your breath, which can be done at any time, but you must take a narrative complication. Or you can automatically replenish your die whenever you rest at a safe haven, usually the settlement. Character creation is simple. You pick a character class and that's it. Every class is preloaded with attribute dice, special abilities, skills, and equipment that is assumed is usually on the character's person at any time. Most of these classes are assumed to be dwarves and run the usual space fantasy tropes: warrior, wizard, ranger, engineer. But there are a few unusual oddities like sentient android miners and adopted Hellboy-style demon avengers. Map generation, at least for solo play, is a simple system. First you pick a starting sector out of the 6 that come with the core game, then roll a d20 to determine the starting location and map-wide event. Then you start with a d12, and roll an associated table, generating the first room. You then work your way down to a d4, generating rooms and points of interest along the way. Lastly, as I mentioned before, there is a community building system. In addition to leveling up in a more conventional way, characters can spend the credits they earn on runs to build different buildings in their colony. Each of these buildings provides a benefit that can be used on future runs into the mines, from healing to recalling the weakness of a particular kind of demon. My Stoneburner solo adventures will follow the story of Lukas of Clan Rustbelt as he finds himself the heir apparent of House Grandrock. He is a Sinker, the game's engineer class, and his adventures follow his early attempts to resettle the Long Belt and my take on the wider space fantasy galaxy Stoneburner takes place in. Which does deviate from Fari's original write-up slightly, but then the original write-up was designed to give us plenty of room for this anyway. Anyway, that's all for now. See you in the next episode.